We're talking to former Congressman Ace Barbers, who now is the spokesperson of House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Good afternoon, Congressman. Can you hear me?
Hi, good afternoon, Regina and Ami and Ed and Professor Llamas. Magandang hapon po
Professor.
sa ating mga
Professor, bakit ka
kababayan.
naging
Ba't naging professor yan?
Ay, congressman.
Sir, we object.
By the way, let me, for the information of our friends in the media, my designation, I was told, is the Chief Communications Officer of the House of Representatives. So that includes also part of perhaps my task is also to speak in behalf of the House majority as well as the Speaker.
Oo nga, nagulat nga ako, sir, that you're the spokesperson now. I thought you were gonna retire. Sabi mo you want some quiet time.
Oh yeah, I was retired I was retired, but now I came back. And wanted really to help the House of Representatives. Kasi nanghihinayang ako doon sa gains ng House of Representatives, no? Doon sa modest gains that we were able to get as manifested by the results of the survey, wherein the House of Representatives got around 62% trust and awareness during the period of 2024, if I'm not mistaken. So parang with the issue now of flood control, parang nawala ito. Parang nawala nga parang bula. And I think it is just but proper, no, that the House do or exert all its effort to communicate to the people kung ano yung talagang ginagawa ng mga mambabatas sa ngayon.
Pero sir, ano yung papel ngayon ni Princess Abante? I thought she was the spokesman of the spokesperson of the House.
I guess prosecution panel lang siya.
Yes, she is under the communications team. She is still the spokesperson. And once in a while, perhaps I can also speak in behalf of the House. And there will be several others, no, who we think would be best to communicate, no, to the people kung ano yung mga inner workings and activities of the House of Representatives. Kasama na rin dito kung ano yung ginagawa ng kanilang mga mambabatas sa iba't ibang distrito.
Mr. Spokesperson, in relation sa inyong bago trabaho at saka in relation do sa nabanggit nyo na sayang naman na bumababa yung dun sa pataas na approval ratings ng House. Ano ba itong mga balita na may mga attempts na palitan ang leadership ng House na minsan ay parang de facto So, ano ba talaga yung nangyayari?
Well, tama, Sec Ronald, no? Talagang may ganyan mga nananawagan, pero ito'y iilan lamang at para sa akin, in my personal opinion, ito'y ingay, no? Ingay lamang. It's all but noise. Ika nga, dahil unang-una, alam naman po natin na ang pagpapalit ng liderato sa mababang kapulungan ay nangangailangan ng numero. At kapag wala kang numero, hanggang ingay na lang siguro sila. That's the status right now. Second, of course, as we all say and we all realize that we cannot please everybody. Meron pong talagang may magrereklamo, gagawa ng kwento, gagawa ng mga intriga para ma-achieve yung mga gusto nilang ma-achieve o kaya yung kanilang mga adhikain. So, ito ay kasama at parte ng isang buhay na demokrasya at kitang-kita ito sa mababang kapulungan.
Pero sir, was there or was there not an attempt to unseat? Meron bang coup d'etat attempt? May coup attempt ba talaga kahapon? Kasi kahapon ang lakas talaga ng tunog.
Yes.
At I mean, everybody's
few
waiting
reports,
for a report from the House because it was
Naka-standby
so
kami.
loud.
Yeah, maaring nakita nila dahil marami pong nagpupunta sa office ni Speaker eh. In fact, almost all member of the House, majority, the overwhelming majority of the House, no, pumunta kay Speaker at nagbigay ng kanilang pahayag na sila ay sumusuporta dito sa ating Speaker Martin Romualdez. Kaya siguro nagkaroon ng ibang pag-iisip yung iba at sinabing merong mangyayaring palitan, no. Again, no, we cannot deny na merong talagang may gustong magkaroon ng palitan, no, at gumagawa ng kwento at gumagawa ng intriga, no, para ma-achieve nila yung gusto nilang ma-achieve. But until such time that itong intriga ito ay masubstantiate ng tamang ebidensya, siguro doon pa maniniwala ang mayorya ng membro ng Kongreso at magkakaroon na siguro ng change. No? Kung sakaling mapatunayan at mapagtibay yung kanilang mga ebidensyang ipapakita sa taong bayan.
Kung
Congressman, parang
sila
napakahirap
pinapunta?
na itong bagong role mo, no? Kasi sabi mo, nalulungkot ka na, parang bumagsak yung reputasyon ngayon ng House, ano? But yung remedyo dyan is it cannot happen overnight, eh. Ano yung mga nakikita
I
mong
agree.
mga low-hanging fruits na pwedeng gawin ng House to recover? Kasi ngayon, durug na durug talaga, eh. Tingin ng mga tao, ay nako,
Tama.
lahat ng mga project na corrupt, eh. May involved dyan na congressman, yun ang iniisip ngayon ng mga tao. Ano pwedeng gawin?
Yes. Tama ka, Ami. No? In fact, nakakalungkot talaga. More than 2 decades po akong membro ng mababang kapulungan. At nalulungkot ako na in spite of the gains, no, the modest gains na nakuha ng Kongreso in the last few Congresses, bigla na lang nawalang parang bula. Ang nakita namin na siguro dapat gawin natin, ipakita sa mas maraming kababayan natin kung ano talaga ang ginagawa ng mga kongresista. Di ba? Baka yung kanilang representante,
Di ba yan ang
yung kanilang
hinihingi
congressman,
namin? Alam mo kung ano nga ginagawa.
Kasi maring baka iniisip ng iba na yung kanilang congressman natutulog lang dyan sa plenary o sa session hall. Dapat malaman din ng taong bayan kung ano yung mga programa na angkop na pinipilit gawing batas, no, ng mababang kapulungan para sa ating mga kababayan. Yun ang isang nakita namin na I think we need more talking heads. We need more sources of information that will be shared to the people. Yun ang aming nakita na sa tingin namin kapag nakita nila na ano ba yung proseso ng budget, paano ba ginagawa ang budget ng bansa, ipapaliwanag po namin yan sa aming makakaya, no, hanggat maaari, to laymanize it and make the people understand how it's done. Para makita nila na ito pala ang proseso at kung meron mang nakikitang mga kalokohan, kita klarong-klaro. Let me also inform everybody that the Speaker, no, in filing a resolution, sinabi niya na dapat magkaroon talaga ngayon ng transparency, no, to allay yung issue na lahat po ng kongresista ay involved. Hindi po totoo yan. Hindi naman po sa dinidepensahan ko, pero ako po isang member ng Kongreso for 2 decades. I've never been a member of the small committee, as they call it, BICAM. In the past, I was, but wala ho kaming ganyang klaseng nakikita noon.
Kong, I understand what you're saying about there's no rationale for him to step down because he has overwhelming majority support still. Sinabi niyo po yan last night in a press interview as well as in another one of our shows. But does the Speaker not think ultimately he's accountable to the people, right? And as we were just saying, yung reputation ng House is already very tainted. And also the big question there is whether or not he had anything to do with the insertions that's related to the flood control scandal. These still happen under his watch, right? So ano yung accountability there?
Well, of course, now that the Speaker has called for a joint committee to conduct investigation on this issue of flood control, he's actually asking all the members and the committee chairs of this joint committee to really get down to the bottom of this issue. Insertion is not new, no, in the General Appropriations Act, but this time it became obvious and it became brazen to a point that ghost projects have been happening. So sabi ng ating Speaker, kailangan imbestigahan ito. Di ba? Kasi nakakaya naman na meron tayong ganito at baka isipin nila tayo ay involved dito. Kaya nga pumayag po siya na magkaroon ng isang joint committee purposely to conduct this investigation. And that's the same thing that the Senate is doing.
But why? But why? I guess the question is why only now, right? I mean, you guys signed off on the 2025 GAA as well, GAA. Sorry, the HGAB.
Because there are now enough there are now enough projects discovered that have been implemented, and those projects that have not been implemented fully. So nakita natin ngayon ito, bakit taon-taon naglagay tayo ng flood control budget dyan? Why is it still flooding? Or at least, even if it's still flooding, there could be other reasons why it's flooding. Pero bakit ganyang kalala ang ating ano? And then we discovered na meron pala talagang anomalya sa pag-implement nitong mga flood control projects na ito.
Sir, does the Speaker
Congressman,
believe...
hindi lang yan sa implementation eh. It starts with the budget insertions nga, and up to now, hindi pa natin nalalaman, hinihingi nga yung records ng small committee. Hindi makakuha, wala pala, nag-disappear. Tapos, nasan si Saldico? How come we haven't talked to him since July? Siya dapat ang makakaalam niyan. Bakit hindi pa uwiin dito? Marami naman hospital dito. Tapos, of course, inisip ng mga tao, you have the Speaker of the House. Imposible hindi niya alam kung ano nangyayari sa budget process. So, yun lang naman ang mga tanong ng mga tao dito.
Gaya ng tanong ng maraming kababayan natin, yun din ang tanong ng karamihan nating mga kongresista. Bakit ba naglagay ng insertion ng flood control sa mga distrito na hindi naman nangangailangan? O kaya bakit naman sobra-sobra ang nilagay na flood control funds doon sa lugar na hindi naman ganun kalaki ang pangangailangan? So marami pong tanong. Gaya ng tanong ng taong bayan, hindi pong tanong natin. But the fact remains that yung issue tungkol kay Saldico, I guess he will answer that at the right time, at the proper time. Pagbalik niya siguro dito, yung tao meron pong nararamdaman. And in fact, lumalis yan bago pa lumabas itong issue ito. If you recall, he resigned as chairman of the Committee on Appropriations and stated as one of the reasons his health, no? And he had to go somewhere to have it checked. And now, hanggang ngayon, nandun po siya. At as soon as makabalik yan, I am certain na sasagutin niya po lahat yan. Hindi naman papayag siguro kahit sino na ganyan-ganyan na lang silang siraan kung talagang wala namang patibay o katunayan o ebidensya, ba't naman sila papayag ng ganon? So again, sa parte naman ng ating speaker, yes, he was the speaker. He was at the time the head of the House in the issue of this insertion. But this is a 7,000 to 8,000 pages na dokumento. At lahat po yan, sinasabi, yung BICAM ang gumagawa. As far as the small committee naman is concerned, Ami, ngayon ko lang narinig na merong small committee, no? At kung merong mang small committee, do you think this small committee will write a committee report? Since it is not provided in the process of the budget process, ba't tayo maglalagay ng committee report dyan? Ang committee report nando doon sa bicameral conference committee report. Everything that was discussed, however it is discussed by the small committee or the big committee or the BICAM, lahat po yan ay nakasaad dito sa ating bicameral conference committee report.
Sir, yung sabi niyo, sir, tanong ng mga congressmen...
Yung sinasabi po nila na i-produce yung report, paano naman magpo-produce na report? Lahat po yan, it's all in the bicameral conference committee report naman.
Sir, ang sabi niyo kasi, sir, ang tanong din ng mga congressmen, bakit naglalagay ng insertion sa distrito na hindi naman kailangan? Bakit sobrang flood control funds sa mga distritong hindi kailangan? Pero sir, Kongreso po yung dumadaan po sa Appropriations Committee, dumadaan sa BICAM, tapos in the end, magra-ratify. So in the end, how can Congress say na why are there insertions and allocations in these districts of legislators where they are not needed? How can we say na they don't know?
Well, even if they know, even if they see the bicameral conference committee report when we ratify that in both houses, what else can you do? This has been the product of the bicameral conference committee report, wherein the members are nominated and elected by the plenary. So whatever they will write there seems to have the imprimatur of the majority of the members, kasi yun po ang proseso. So, but in let's say halimbawa, naglagay ng malaking-malaking flood control sa aking distrito. Kunyari lamang po sa aking distrito. Ang kailangan lang namin, kalahati lang nun. Ba't sila naglagay ng malaki? Hindi na, yun po, makikita natin yun at merong malaking question mark, di ba? I'm just using that as an example because there are items in the budget that only appears after the bicameral conference committee report submit it to the plenary for ratification.
Yes, sir, but it will not benefit any other legislator if insertions are made to a legislator's district. It will not benefit anybody else except that, potentially that legislator. It won't affect anybody else from the other districts or the other provinces.
That's correct, no? Hindi nga magbe-benefit eh. So there must be some sinister plan why they put that item in that area, in that no. I'm just using this as an example because there are cases wherein ghost projects have been happening in several districts. Pero makita mo may funding allocation. Kaya nga para ma-avoid yung confusion at maintindihang mabuti ito ng hindi lamang ng mga mambabatas kundi ng buong bansa, ng ating mga kababayan, kailangan mag-conduct ng isang malalimang investigasyon tungkol dito. And I'm glad that both houses is doing that, as well as now a new independent commission being formed. Siguro yan lalabas sa mga katotohanan.
Congressman, in relation sa pinag-uusapan natin at nabanggit nyo naman na sinimulan din ni Speaker Martin yung open by cam. Bakit hindi na lang ilabas yung report nung tatlong bycam nung nakaraang 3 taon? Paano lumalabas sa initial report namin? 2 trilyon diyan sa mga bycam na yan, yung natanggal sa funding. Yung tinatawag natin na defunded na hindi pumunta sa unfunded, unprogrammed funds. At yung mga defunded na nawala. So kung bibilangin mo lahat yan, sa 2025 kasi 861 billion yan Nung 2024, yan ay 565 billion. Nung 2023, yan ay 544 billion, etc. So ba't hindi na lang buksan yung BICAM report para makita natin lahat yan? Wala nang away dun sa small committee, wala nang away sa mga insertion. Dahil batay dyan sa ganyang data, yung mga flood control ay just 30%. May 70% na hindi natin alam ano nangyari. Kung bubuksan yung BICAM, lalabas lahat yan.
Oo. Well, I don't think isang magandang proposal yan, Sec Ronald, no? And ipaparating ko yan dun sa ating mga miyembro sa mababang kapulungan through the Office of the Speaker. And kung willing ang both houses to do that, I think that will also more or less allay the fears ng ating mga kababayan na merong tayong tinatago, no? Kaya yun ang sasabihin natin, i-relay natin yan.
Salamat po.
I forgot what I was going to ask. I was going to say, Kong, yes. We've still got you.
Okay.
These are great. The reforms are great. We look forward to a better, more cleaner, more transparent budget process. However, when we talk about corruption, you have to remember this is a long-standing issue to the point na meron ng sariling lexicon, right? So I recently learned about pasada, sagasa, right? These are the insertions that are being made. So pasada is pinark lang sa district mo and you take a cut from it. Sagasa is whether you like it or not, ipapark sa district mo. There's also pass-through, there's also royalties, and so on and so forth. So I'm sure you would have seen Senator Ping Lacson's presentation on this. But again, I mean, are you now, I'm just trying to reconcile this in my head. Are you now telling us that the House leadership was not aware of any of this?
Well, ako personally, wala akong naririnig na sagasa at saka parking and all these things. In fact, I'm glad that the Senator Lacson exposed this. No, if this is indeed true, then why is it that these terms are being used by people in government? And sino yung gumagamit nito? Are this the the engineers in the DPWH, or are these terms being used by members of the BICAM? I really don't have any idea at the moment, Regina. So I think it's now getting more interesting that these things, this information are shared by Senator Lacson so that people can also be informed and aware. So dapat talaga makita natin and get down to the bottom of this.
Pero sir, the magnitude of the problem, and as we have heard in the past few days in the testimonies in both the Congress and the Senate, the magnitude of the problem, the immensity of the amounts involved, the number and the scope of the people who are also involved. Are you telling us that ni Alingasaw walang nakaamoy na may nangyayaring ganito sa loob ng Kongreso o ng Senado? Wala kayo pong idea at all?
Ako, honestly, Ed, wala kaming idea. It's just that when these issues of projects, insertions, billions of money, billions of pesos being downloaded to one province, one district, teka muna, parang nakakalungkot naman yun. Yung aming mga priority projects sa distrito na ipinangako natin sa taong bayan, dun sa aming mga kanya-kanyang distrito, hindi nabibigyan ng pondo. Pero yung mga hindi naman na kailangan, minsan napupondohan. Kaya nga, now is the time really to reform this budget process. And we want to inform the public kung paano ginagawa itong budget na ito. Nang sa ganon, maraming titingin, maraming tututok, maraming tititig dun sa proseso ng pagpapasa ng budget. Number one. Number two, the Speaker has actually, the Office of the Speaker and the House of Representatives has accredited 19 civil society organizations to be observers in the budget process. And I think they will still accredit more. Meron lang silang konting request na kung maaari ba silang magtanong sa mga secretary, and we're still working on the process on how they're going to do that. Maybe perhaps to a member of the committee or a member of Congress. So pinapag-aralan pa namin yung mechanics. But what is important is it is now open to CSOs or civil society organizations so that they can observe and question and even criticize. We will welcome that.
I think, sir, naman people appreciate the effort to reform the budget process. However, some people lang kasi might have a lot of difficulty believing na sabi nga ninyo, billions downloaded to one district, priority projects sa mga hindi kailangan na pupondohan. We are talking po about Congress, yung pinagbumulan ng budget before it goes up to the Senate. So parang the Congress is not an observer here, sir. Congress is the one that approves and allocates, and then finally also approves. So it's not a third party, it's actually the major stakeholder here. How can Congress hindi maamoy ng leadership?
And to give you a specific example,
the best evidence there would be the document, Tingnan natin, ano ba yung version na inapprove ng House vis-a-vis version na inapprove ng Senado? Tingnan natin kung saan ba nagkaroon ng singitan, di ba? Kaya nga maganda yung proposal ni Secretary Ronald Llamas dahil siguro once and for all magkakaroon ng idea o saan ba. Dapat nga mailagay din doon sa dokumentong yung sinong proponent nitong amendment na ito o itong insertion na ito para makita natin, di ba?
Congressman, hindi lang insertion actually yung problema sa House Sinabi nila Curly Discaya, in fact, the implicated congressman doon mismo sa anomaly sa flood control, and apart from that, sabi ni Senator Lacson and Mayor Magalong, 67 congressmen daw are linked to contractors or own the contracting firms mismo. Di pa lang lumalabas yan Kaya medyo mahihirapan yata kayong ibenta yung na hindi alam ng House yung mga nangyayari sa flood control. Medyo mahirap po yung ibenta sa mga tao.
Tama. Yung binabanggit nila, pwedeng maging isa o maging 50 o maging 100 kongresista o senador na involved. Ang importante diyan, masubstantiate nila yan ng ebidensya, 'di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng maniwala lang tayo sa chismis o sa marites. At yun ang gagawin nating basihan para husgahan, Kailangan magpakita sila ng ebidensya. Sabi ko nga, maaaring 300 congressman niya o 24 senador ang involved. But again, it will still remain to be a marites kung walang ebidensyang ipapakita na magpapatunay na may involvement sila. Gaya rin ng iniisip ninyo at iniisip ng taong bayan, marami sa Kongreso at sa liderato ng Kongreso, sa pangunguna ni Speaker, na ganun din ang iniisip. Kailangan makita nga. That's the reason why we are encouraging that this investigation be done comprehensively. At itong independent commission, kami naman, makakaasa sila na lahat po ng nakalap ng na testimonya at ebidensya ng committee ito ay pwedeng ibigay doon sa independent commission na yan, nang sa gano'n makatulong sa kanilang investigation.
In relation, Congressman, doon sa binabanggit ni Ami, paano just 2 days ago, yung lahat ng inilawit ng mga diskaya, ng mga kongresista, 100% dinenay nila. Ibig sabihin, itong mga ghost project na ito, ang gumawa ay mga ghost din. Dahil walang umaamin. Ang problema lang Congressman, sinabi na rin ito ni Congressman Sandro Marcos sa Mantago. Sabi niya, ang hirap naman na kami ang mag-iimbestiga sa aming sarili. Galing yan sa sa majority floor leader kay Sandro Marcos, no? So how would you go about it? Lalo na ngayon na wala namang lahat nagde-deny eh. So how will the Congress go about it investigating itself? Nasabi nga ni Sandro Marcos, medyo mahirap na iimbestigahan namin ang aming mga sarili. At related yan, doon sa sinasabi nyo na kailangan pataasin pa yung approval rating ng House na tumaas ng konti sa Okta, pero sa all other survey firms, hindi tumaas. So, anong gagawin nyo? Very crucial itong moment na ito, no? Na dahil iniimbestigahan nyo yung sarili nyo eh. No? Kaya lahat nakatingin sa inyo eh. Parang microscope eh. So, how would you go about it?
That's correct,
Na 100% nagde-deny.
Well, yun na nga, no? Siyempre, nakagaya ni Diskaya, no? Noong Lunes, ang sinabi niya, ABC. Pagdating ng Martes, ginawa niyang XYZ. Paano naman natin papaniwalaan yun? Di ba? Again, at the end of the day, what will make us believe and what will make us truthful to this investigation is the presentation of the evidence. No? Yes, you're correct. No? Napakahirap po. Isa sa mga layunin naman namin na hindi lamang pataasin yung surveys ng House, kundi ipakita, buksan sa isipan ng ating mamamayan na merong ganito ang trabaho ng kanilang mga mambabatas at ganito ang dapat nilang makita na wala pong tinatago. Yun lamang po ang ating layunin dyan, Sec. Ronald. No? Again, no, sabi ko nga, napakagaya ng sinabi ni Majority Leader Sandro Marcos, talagang mahirap mag-imbestiga ng sarili. Diba? Ngayon nga, nakakailang hearings na tayo. Hanggang ngayon, hearsay pa rin yung sinasabi. At yun ang pinaniniwalaan at ginagamit na basihan ng iba para husgahan yung mga nabanggit. No? Again, kulang pa rin yun. It has to be substantiated. Now, itong independent commission, once they commence, dun tutulong tayo dyan. Maaring huminto kami sa aming pag-imbestiga at ibigay ang aming nakalap na mga dokumento at testimonya dun sa independent commission na yan para makatulong din sa kanila.
Kong, I understand the importance of evidence. I really do. Pero, coming back to Ed's point, one major red flag, if we take an example, for instance, specifically Oriental Mindoro, which we have been looking into, pag tinignan mo yung NEP versus the GAA between 2024 and 2025, it really ballooned, right? So, for instance, 2024 NEP was 1.7 billion only, GAA naging 4.3. Okay, fine, a couple of billion difference. Pero nung 2025, naging 14 billion. Tapos sa GAA, naging 13 billion. So that's a massive jump. My question there is accountability, right? Okay, fine. Let's assume nobody knew about it. But when it got to you, who do we hold accountable here, right? Nandiyan na kasi yung numbers, nandiyan na yung line items. All that's left for HOR to do at this point is to expose sino ba yung mga proponents nito, who asked for what, right? So that's the only way we can get to the bottom of this.
That's correct. That's correct. And I absolutely agree with you, Regina. In fact, I did not say that hindi natin alam what's going on. Alam naman natin na nagkaroon ng ganyan. But the question is, sino dapat ang responsible sa paggawa nito? Hindi nga natin makita pa sa ngayon. And I'm sure in the next coming hearings, maybe lumabas ito. So again, at this point in time, as we speak, I cannot. Actually, hindi dapat siguro natin munang musgahan base sa hearsay o base sa sinabi lang ni Diskaya na pabago-bago bawat araw. Di ba?
Yes, sir, we understand. Let's not go towards hearsay. Pero at the same time, sir, for example, ang Appropriations Committee chairman is in charge of the Appropriations Committee which handled the budget and handled the purse strings, and is basically also the guy who's in charge dun sa House side for the BICAM. So, dun pa lang po, when we talk about bilyones na napupunta sa mga proyekto na distrito na hindi naman kailangan and all that, I suppose ang daling i-trace eh.
Saka kilala naman ninyo yung mga member ng BICAM.
Opo, ilan na naman sila.
Kilala naman nyo yung House contingent eh.
Tsaka
Diba?
po, medyo
Kilala nyo yung House
malaki
contingent sa BICAM eh. Bakit hindi nyo na lang tanungin sila? Ano ba yung pinaggagawa nyo dyan sa BICAM? I mean, I think several of them are still members of the House.
Yeah, that's correct. Pwede rin natin tanungin yung members ng BICAM ng Senado.
Hindi, kayo, on your part, sa House, kalahati-kalahati. Ginagawa na rin yun, I think, nila Ping Lacson and Tito Soto sa Senate. I think they're trying to find out what happened sa BICAM dahil hindi sila member ng Senado in the previous But I think they're trying to find out bakit kayo, you can do that as well in the House. Na,
Correct.
yung mga
Kaya, that's why-
nag-attend ng BICAM, pakisabi nga sa amin kung sino yung nag-insert neto.
Tama. I agree with you, Ami. That's why merong moral ascendancy yung mga hindi membro noon ng Senado at ng Kongreso na mag-conduct nitong investigasyon na ito. Hintayin natin, di ba? Tingnan natin. Kasi gaya ng marami nating kababayan, galit din naman tayo eh. Are you saying that passive lang ang mga membro ng Kongreso? Hindi ganun yun. Hindi ganun yun. Marami pong nangangalaiti. Ika nga, nagagalit. At isa na dyan, yung ating mga liderato sa mababang kapulungan because all these things happened because merong maling pag-iimplementa ng proyektong ito. Pangalawa, as a result, nung pag-i-insert ng budget na ito. Ngayon, insertion technically is not really bad. No, kung in-insert yung at dahil nangangailangan ng isang tulay para makarating ang mga kababayan natin sa isang lugar na makakapagbenta sila ng kanilang produkto, masama ba yun? Ang masama dito is that when they use the funds and what they call this, downloaded it in maybe a few districts or in a few provinces, and yet when they implemented it, it was all ghost or substandard. Yun ang dapat nating magalit tayo lahat. Di ba? Magalit tayo lahat. Yun. Kasama nyo kami dyan. Wala hong Ngayon, kung meron mang mga kongresista na guilty at merong senador na guilty, ilalabas po siguro yan sa investigasyon. Hintayin natin at doon natin sila batikusin. Doon natin sila husgahan dahil tayo ay meron ng ebidensya.
Yun nga mahalaga, Kong, dahil mahalaga rin yung tulong ng House dito sa ebidensya. Halimbawa, yung mga nag-deny ng mga congressman last Tuesday, lumalabas na ngayon na some of their denials are not true.
Yeah.
Yung mga denials nila, based on the records, ay medyo hindi ganun totoo. Kaya mahalaga yung role ng Congress para dyan sa ebidensya na yan.
Okay.
Dahil kayo yung may hawak, bottom line, nung mga substantial evidences. Yeah.
Tama, Sec Ronald, kasi halimbawa po, merong nag-deny. Tayo ba'y makikipag-argue sa kanila, sa kanilang denial? Hindi po. Unless meron tayong hawak na ebidensya, tsaka natin sila sabihan, nagde-deny ka, may ebidensya ako. Di ba? I think that's the time na pwede na nating sabihan yung mga nagde-deny na ikaw pala ay nagsisinungaling sa taong bayan dahil meron kaming sapat na ebidensya para patunayan ang iyong pagkakaugnay dito sa usapin na ito.
Okay, we'll leave that there for now. I'm so sorry to cut you off, Congressman, but we're going over time na daw, so I have to cut the discussion.
Okay.
I know it wasn't an easy
Okay.
conversation, but thank you for talking to us.
Yes.
I
Thank
you, sir.
It's important
Thank
that
you.
we have open, frank discussions like this, and we hope to have you back on the show. Former Congressman
Thank
Ace
you for
Barbers,
the
Chief
yeah,
Communications.
thank you for the opportunity, and I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Chief
Thank you, Congressman.
Ace Barbers, Chief Communications Officer of the House of Representatives.